Alright, now it says we're connected, but I am not sure. Give me a second. Alright, I think we're live now. I think we're good. Yeah, we're live. I mean, let me check the sound. Testing. Testing. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, so today we are, let me show you the video that I wanted to show you last time before, when my computer was malfunctioning. I don't know what was going on with it, but look at this, guys.
The storm that took place over Texas, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Now, people been saying, they've been asking, Grok, is this AI? And Grok said, nah. So I'm really gonna need y'all help with this one. Do y'all think this is AI? I'm gonna show y'all the video. But I'm like, what the fuck is this? Look at this.
Look at that, guys.
What the hell is that?
That's not normal. They're downpouring in certain areas. That's not normal, guys. That's cloud seeding.
That like water just
That's what they're doing. They're pouring down in areas,
Like
guys.
it's a fire. Look at that, y'all. Now, like I said,
That's happening
I don't know
everywhere, and I'm gonna
if
show you.
Allegedly, the video that's circulating saying that was the cloud that was over Texas, y'all.
Yeah,
Now,
that's what they do.
true.
They cloud seed.
Have y'all ever seen anything like that?
Yes.
It looked like a battle.
Look,
was taking
they were
place
cloud
up in
seeding
the
2 days before the
clouds
flood.
on some Star Wars shit. Like, was that water just dropping down profusely? Like somebody cut on the faucet and forgot to turn it off type shit.
They
It's
can do
among
that.
Other things that I want to say, direct, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know what I'm talking about down below in the comments. Let me know.
And now let's take a look at some of the flooding that has happened. And it's all over the world they're doing it. It's not just America. Look at this. This is insane, guys. Look at this. Like, people are flooded in their homes. You know people are dead.
This is the water level.
And this is part of their plan. They're trying to kill people, clearly. Look at this. This is insane. I don't know what language. This is not Ghana, it says. I don't know what language they're speaking, but you can see it's a developed area. All the homes are almost fully to the top. You see how it's perfectly covering all the windows, guys? And this is what they do. They do mud floods. This is how they reset civilizations. This is how we find all these old world buildings, and you see that there's windows in the ground, and God knows how many stories down they are. This is what they do. They cause floods, wipe out a civilization, and start over and build over the top of them like they never existed. This is what they do. And that's just another reason why this earth ain't flat. We're literally just building on top of each other. Reset after reset. This is what they do. They're just... And, oh yeah, this is Las Vegas. I thought this was cool. Literally, this is Las Vegas. It's literally just one piece right here, and then everything else is desert. You're surrounded by desert. Like, I thought that was interesting. Flooding in New York.
This is catastrophic. My goodness. I think at this point I should just pull over. Just park the car, because I don't even know how deep this shit is.
It's at least 3 feet, close to it. That car's an idiot. Why would you go in the left lane? It's clearly deeper on that side. Yeah, because once it hits your engine, the top of your engine, it gets flooded. You're screwed. Even this guy driving right here, this is semi-dangerous, but once it starts entering, the water starts going into the engine and starts flooding it, that's when you're screwed.
Have you guys ever heard of Skinny Bob?
And I got some other stuff to show you guys.
Skinny Bob was this random video posted.
Oh yeah, let me show you. Might as well let you guys see that last video real quick. Watch this video. Whoops. Hold on. I might have to back out. Yeah, watch this, guys. This is actually insane.
Have you guys ever heard of Skinny Bob?
It's scary, sounds scary.
It's a little spooky. Skinny Bob was this random video posted by this channel, Ivan0135. This video was posted 11 years ago. But in this video is supposedly a collection of videos from 1942 to 1969 of interviewing an alien. It's very mysterious.
Look at that.
Thing about this Ivan0135 dude never monetized the videos, never came out and said who it was. So you look at that and you think that does kind of look like it'd be CGI.
And there's a show, Stargate, that has similar type beings that look like this. They basically show us what they're doing in that show. If I were you, I'd watch the show Stargate. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's a pretty old show, so it shows you how long they've been doing this. The show starts in the early 90s, late 80s, and it keeps going through the 2000s into the present. So it shows you that they're still doing it now, guys. All right, let's take a look at more of this flooding, and then I want to show you guys some crazy shit. This is more of New York, guys. So we've seen other parts of the globe deal with this. This is New York. Pretty close to me. I'm in Massachusetts, and I know we've had some flooding here. But the good thing about the area I'm in, there's like a huge little, like, I don't know how you would call it, but let's just say I'm on like a hill, so all the water would go down on me. Like, it would go below us, and then there's like a whole little ditch area, so we'd be safe here, but other people wouldn't be as fortunate. But this is pretty bad for New York. And the thing about New York, it's all cement. So there's nowhere for the water to go. If it doesn't go back into the rivers, the water is just going to be trapped there. Their flooding systems and their sewage systems are already at capacity. That's what people don't understand. Look at this. This is a nightmare. This is Jersey, Route 22. Like, this is New Jersey, guys, and it looks like Asia. Look at it, they're doing this on purpose. There's not even any rain coming down. They're just bringing water in. They're just bringing the water from the oceans that they're cloud seeding, and just, I guarantee you, if you touch, you wouldn't want to do this, but I guarantee you, if you somehow tasted that water, it would be salt. I guarantee you it would be salty water, because they're getting it from the oceans. It's endless amounts of water they can basically use against us. And if the government wants to destroy us and kill us all, this is what they'll do. They'll flood every area and kill us all. And while they're underground in their cozy wherevers, you know, or somewhere in Antarctica probably, right? And we're all getting flooded. Just be careful out there, guys. Yeah, this is Jersey. I'm going to show you a few more floods, and then I'm going to show you some crazy stuff. Things that we might be living on or with. They've ever seen, right? Scotch Plains, New Jersey. That's like, I used to live in Jersey. That's probably about a half hour from where I used to live. So if I was living in Jersey right now, I'd be screwed. I'd be that guy going down that river. That's what I'm saying. It went from 15 to 20 minutes, they said, guys. There's no way a water buildup can happen like that unless you're bringing it in from somewhere. You got people rafting in the streets. Like, come on, guys. There's no way anyone could be buying that this is natural. Things that we've never seen before. This isn't even a pattern. Other parts, yeah, you're damn right. All over the state this was happening.
This neighborhood was under several feet of water during the peak of yesterday's storm. Almost every basement along this road is flooded to some capacity. And neighbors tell us it was finally at around 8 p.m. last night when they were able to venture outside, assess the damage, when they suddenly heard a loud boom, saw the roof.
So they're exploding houses now? So was the water just a distraction just so they can cause an explosion? Whose home is that? That's my question. Whose house did they blow up? This is fire, guys. This isn't from water. Do you guys understand that? This is not from water. This isn't water damage. This is an explosion. So are you telling me what? Their gas system exploded? Is that what we're saying? Come on, guys. So now I'm wondering what the hell is going on. We need to find out whose home that is. Is that some senator that has too much information? Whose home was that, guys? Can someone find out whose home got exploded? It's got to be someone of significance. Explosion.
Firefighters had to wade through ankle-deep water, dragging their hose lines through flooded streets.
That doesn't even make sense. Just a horror show. Creating chaos. That's what they're doing. This is New York, New Jersey. Wow, they're dealing with this in the subways. They're trying to kill people, guys. How do you kill people? Natural disaster. Look at this home going for a little ride. You got homes floating away. Look at this. I don't know how they're just sitting there like comfortably like nothing. This is insane. I'm so glad I don't live in Jersey right now. But this shit's gonna hit Massachusetts next probably. They're coming for us. I already can feel it. They're coming for all of us. I don't know how you could dance. Look at this. It almost doesn't even look real. Well, I mean, it's not real. Obviously, it's happening. But I mean, like, it just doesn't seem like they would be doing this to us. But anything is possible, man. They don't give a shit about us. This is Haiti, guys. So they're coming after Haiti, too. They're saying right now, all of a sudden, it's happening here. This has never happened before. They want to kill us. He just said, look at that bag. It's not supposed to happen. They're trying to abort us, it sounds like he's saying. He can't go, he's stuck, he's saying. That guy over there is stuck. But this is Haiti, guys. They're doing it everywhere. They're creating the fear of the end of the world. But the problem is, God said he would never use flooding to end the world again. Because he did that with Noah already. And he promised us, every time you see a rainbow, that's God reminding you that any flooding that happened is not me. So that's how I know this isn't God. This is the government, guys. This is the government doing it. God would never kill us this way. God already said he's using fire. So I believe it's going to be Leviathan. I think we're living on one of them dragons that is going to be summoned by God when the time is here to burn the earth up. I think that's how he's going to do it. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be... I don't know, guys. Honestly, I probably shouldn't surmise that, just because in the Bible it says everyone's going to hear a great sound and we're all going to see him at the same time. So I think God's going to do it himself. But that still doesn't put the Leviathan theory to bed, because that exists. Dragons exist because the Bible speaks of that. So I don't know how he's going to do it, but I know it's not going to be like this. Oh yeah, this is interesting too. This is the Grand Canyon. A lot of people don't know what goes on there. There's a lot of forbidden places, and this is one of them. And this is a tribe that lives in the between the canyons. Like, you can't even find it, and you're not even allowed over there. So it's kind of crazy. Like, we don't even know friggin' 30% of this earth. Like, there's more than 70% of the earth that is unfounded, and that's including the oceans. We don't even know what's in 90% of the oceans deep underneath. You know what I mean? And the life forms. Like, we have no idea. So, like, as a species, as humans, we know nothing. Like we think we know everything, but we truly know nothing. And these are one of the things that many people know nothing about. I literally learn something new every day. That I like. You think you don't know anything.
Arizona.
You can always learn.
Town in the continental United States. You can't drive here. You can't fly here. To reach it, you hike 8 miles down into the canyon, or take a helicopter. But over 200 people live here, tucked beneath the canyon walls. The Havasupai tribe has called this land home for centuries. They live with the red rock, not against it. The village is quiet. No roads, no cars, no traffic lights. Just footpaths, river water, and time. Even now, letters and packages are delivered on the backs of mules, one careful step at a time. And just beyond the village, some of the most unreal waterfalls in the world. Bright turquoise crashing down desert cliffs like a dream. It doesn't feel like Arizona. It barely feels like Earth. Supai isn't built for tourists. It's built for survival, for tradition, for stillness. Would you ever visit this remote village? Follow for more strange and hidden places around the world.
This is Plainfield, not too far from where I used to live. Look at this car just being taken away. That's at least a ton. Think about that, guy. 1,000 pounds just being taken away. So that means a human body doesn't stand a chance. A human body is going to get split in half by that kind of current. That kind of current is violent.
So this story is not going anywhere. I said that in our earlier video.
We'll do the Israel. I don't want to get too far into the Israel talk. We'll do that. I need a whole stream for that one. I want to stick with. Now we're going to talk about the maps, and we're going to talk about the terrains, and we're going to talk about petrified lands and petrified beings. Because think about it, guys. All these mountains that we see, if you ever go mountain climbing or walking, that is a once huge living being that you're walking on. It's not just rock. What is rock? Rock is petrified, whatever, being. That's what that is. A rock is literally something that used to be living. It doesn't just form out of nowhere or nothing, or it was a piece of something that used to be living. That's how rocks are formed. It's basically a fossil. Most rocks are fossils, petrified animals. So look at this, guys. Let me show you this first. Well, actually, let's go in order. It's just so interesting. Let's take a look at this.
I tried to tell you that there's more land out there that you didn't know about.
Antarctica has life forms on it, guys.
But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. Lost world discovered beneath the ice in Antarctica. Oh, you son of a bitch. So these scientists started digging a hole 2 miles deep into the ice.
2 miles deep, guys. 2 miles deep. And guys, I have to say this. 2 miles deep. And also, this isn't what Antarctica looks like. I'm just using this as an example. Antarctica surrounds the entire Earth. But anyway, at one point, there was never any snow. So that means they piled on and snowed in 2 miles of snow to cover up all this stuff that they're uncovering right now, guys. Because you got to understand, we know how to make snow. We create snow. We can, I'm saying. I don't say we do on a daily basis, but I'm saying on any given time, any given moment, we can produce this stuff. Go to a skiing resort. That's not real snow. They can bring that anywhere. They can cover the entire Antarctic plain with snow and cover anything up that they don't want seen. And there's been a lot of disgusting things that I've heard and reports. Apparently they took a few tribes from Africa and put them in that climate that they created and see how they would adapt in that environment. And apparently they thrived, and they ended up being stronger than they ever thought when they really thought these people were going to die there. It's kind of crazy. But the point I'm trying to make is Antarctica has so much history, and it's just all covered in snow, and it's purposely done, and there's a reason for it. When people try to cover something up, there's a reason they're trying to cover it up. So we need to find the reason why they're covering up Antarctica, and where this is a small piece of what they've covered.
There's the whole tropical land underneath the ice.
Tropical lands, and I told you guys this.
You got the thick ice.
I told you.
You got the lake, and underneath the lake
Wait, he said you got the fake ice? Hold on.
It comes in layers. You got the thick ice, then you've got
That they made.
and underneath the lake, you've got the land. Now, for a long time, we've been saying that in Antarctica, you can get to the center of the Earth.
I don't know about that.
Through
There's no center of the Earth in Antarctica, guys.
You can get to Earth's inner world. Agartha.
Guys, don't listen to that part. That's what the center of the Earth stuff doesn't exist. Like, God doesn't speak of. There's no speak of the center of the Earth in the Bible at all. That's just another man's myth right there. Like, somebody just made that up. It sounds cool, you know. It's a cool thing to think about, but there's no such thing as the center of the Earth, guys. God made a circle. He watches us from the top, and the lands is what it is, and we're figuring out what the lands are right now. But yeah, there's no center of the Earth, guys. Like, there is a physical center. Like, yes, there is a middle of it, but there's nothing special about it. You know what I mean? It's just like any other place on Earth. Like, there is no special holy lands in the world. Okay, the only holy lands that there will be is it's going to be after you die, unfortunately. And if you get that judgment, like, there is no holy land on this earth. Like, that's all a lie. I like the truth of
New York
things.
City is completely underwater. So this morning, as New Yorkers were waking up, New York City actually declared a state of emergency because there were inches up to feet of water just pouring onto New York City.
Pouring, not even raining.
Bicycles are being completely flooded underwater. Cars are almost unable to drive through the city that is mainly cars right now.
It's crazy.
A giant
All right.
petrified crocodile.
See, guys?
Not be denied.
See, guys, and these are a lot of mountains are these types of beings. Sometimes crocodiles, sometimes gorillas, sometimes giants, sometimes who knows what, dinosaurs, lizards. Because back in the day, the Bible speaks of giant beings, animals, and all that types of stuff. There was a time where everything was just huge. That's what you guys gotta understand. There weren't small beings like us at all times. God destroyed the earth a few times over. You know what I mean? So before everything got destroyed, obviously there was Adam and Eve, and then there's different parts of time. You know, new resets. So at a certain time in that reset, there were giant beings. And then God, in the Bible, it says God had to destroy them because they were doing foul things. They were mating with the humans and creating these giant, I guess, destructible humans, you know, that would literally cause just hell. So God had to destroy that. And that's what happens when the great flood happened. You know what I mean? God made the flood happen, flooded everything, killed all those giants. And that's why you see them. You're going to see a bunch of them just laying on mountains dead or just anywhere. Because eventually, like, they all died in that water, man. Because they're not breathing, or they're not sea animals, you know. Obviously, the sea animals may have lived. I don't know how that worked. But, like, the non-sea animals, they got destroyed by the water or eaten up by the whales, you know. Maybe. Unless maybe they fought some of the whales. Who knows? But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of this stuff is just living proof that this happened. And I'm going to show you a bunch of proof that we're living with or on petrified lands of animals or beings.
Hell for us to see.
Look at this. This is an alligator. You can't deny this.
The following images.
This is an
just blow your
alligator.
mind.
If you don't say, yeah, that's not an alligator, you're lying to yourself. These are rocks, right?
Could this be the eye of a giant?
Yes, it's an eyeball. You can tell it
Do
is.
you
Look at
remember
this.
being told stories as a kid?
This is a mountain. That's a mountain, guys. That's what I mean. These giants, a lot of them went to the highest part. What is the highest part? You see a flood happening. Where are you going to go? You're going to go on top of a mountain. You know what I mean? So a lot of these giants went to the top of mountains and died on these mountains. When the water elevation reached them finally, they're like, all right, this is it. And they just died on those mountains. And that's what this is. It's a giant human being just dying on a mountain. That's all it is. And he outlines it below it.
Giants being turned to stone.
And also Himalayan salt. What do you think that is? That's literally, it's been tested.
You see it happen.
Look at
in
this.
movies too. Remember.
Look at it. This is a giant right here too. You can't deny that. But the point I'm trying to make is Himalayan salt is made from material from a giant. and they've tested it. It even looks like meat when they cut it off and they break chunks of it. It looks like literal meat because it came from their blood, and it's really healthy for you because it's once was living.
They always hide the truth in those.
Look at these tusks. This mountain's a drag. Well, that one, this is a camel, but the other one was some type of animal with tusks. Look at that. That looks like rock. And look at this. This is an island, and it's shaped like a dolphin. That's what I'm saying. A lot of we're living on something that used to be living or is living, because we still get earthquakes, or maybe it's that old gas still coming out. Who knows? Because it's such a ginormous animal that anything in its digestive tract would take God knows how long to finally get out. You know what I mean? Even if it is dead, a lot of that stuff still functions through. So this is a dolphin, clearly. I don't know what island this is, but people are living on this dolphin. Lil Gali. I don't know what Lil Gali is. I guess that's where the island is. But it's a dolphin, and you can see it. It's clear as day. I don't know why it's not playing. I don't know what animal that is. I can't tell. Look at this. This is an elephant. Petrified elephant. This is some type of fish. Petrified fish. Huge fish. Look at his head. You can't tell me that's not a head right there. Look at this. A giant dying on the side of a mountain from a flood. Giant in a womb. That's crazy. A mask. Merrick, Scotland. Another head. And literally, we have clues of giants all over the place, guys. Literally, it's everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to show you a bunch more.
Thanks for watching.
You are absolutely right about that cave. There are many beautiful mud fossils to be found there. From the Three Whales Rock to, of course, the cave of the petrified
snake.
But it's not
you
just
walk
in
through the snake.
Country of Thailand, you'll find the evidence of these mud fossils. And it's far from just the titans or the giant trees.
Look at that. Look at that. It's a serpent.
If you don't think they lied to us about petrification and the act of fossilization,
look at this.
Just take a look at a few of these examples. Petrification happens a lot quicker than you think.
The tank got petrified.
Think those dinosaur fossils they tell us are millions of years old, eh? Unless they had engines back then.
Look at this.
Many of the NPCs
look at this.
Will come into the comments and scream pareidolia. And that's fine. Let them keep their heads in the clouds, imagining faces in the clouds, seeing cute little bunnies.
Look at this. Teeth. You literally have teeth.
With open eyes, you can truly see this beautiful world for what it really is.
Look at this dragon right here. Another dragon. Look at this. Or some type of animal. Elephant. Elephant.
If the eyes do not choose to see.
Elephant of some sort. Elephants everywhere, guys.
And that is what these
so a lot of elephants died.
Blinded us to the truths hidden in plain sight. All around
whoa, look how big that is.
Question everything, friends.
Huge monkey.
Until next time.
Looks like a dragon head.
You are absolutely right about that cave.
There's just so much, guys.
7:24 a.m. A photojournalist.
Look at this, guys. This is a city. They're literally living. They're living inside of a giant outline. So some giant died there, and they're living on it, guys. So this is what I mean when I tell you we're living on something that was living. Like, look at the outline of that. This is an outline of some giant being, and it made an area for people to live on. And, like, that's what we need to understand. And that's why there's fuel and everything comes from the ground, because the ground is or was living. Everything comes from the ground, whether it's gold, water, because all rivers is the veins of something that used to be living. Think about it. Veins run everywhere. That's why there's rivers that run through everywhere. They're basically veins for that animal. It's not man-made. It's naturally made. You know what I mean? That's why God said all energy is free, and it comes from the earth, because literally it does. Power comes from the ground, guys, because literally there are nutrients and everything we need is from the ground. Literally everything's in the ground. fuel comes from the ground. Oil, everything, anything you plant comes from the ground. Everything you can think of comes from the ground, guys, because it's energy. And they don't want us to know that. They don't want us to use that. That's why they changed our mathing system. Because if we had the correct mathing system, you know how easy it would be to figure things out that physically don't make sense, or don't make sense in physics because of how our numbering system is. Yeah, they did that on purpose. Back then, they had a correct numbering system, which is why they were able to figure things out and, correct things and make things way better back then than they do today, because they actually were about the truth. Now we're just so busy trying to cover everything up. You can't cover a lie up, you know what I mean? It's after a certain point, that lie becomes uncovered. Like, clearly we're living on something living, or was. Clearly.
That we live on the remains of a much larger past, and that geology is nothing more than hardened biology.
That's all it is. Look at this. A giant dying on a mountain.
A trendy and popular ingredient you might
Look at
have
this.
in your cabinet.
This is the mouth of a snake.
Himalayan salt.
A giant. This is a giant's body inside.
These caves look like.
And what do you think caves are, guys? Caves are the insides of a giant being. So if you go inside of a cave, you basically went into their mouth or some hole, their ear, who knows, or maybe a piece of their arm chipped off. Now you can walk in, who knows, or their stomach broke off a piece. Now you can walk through there. But the point I'm trying to make is that's what that is when you're inside a cave. You're inside something that was living, some type of being. I don't know what being. So it could be whatever it is, but it was living. It's not just rocks that were just there. It was something at some point.
Some of that salt taken out of these mines and collected into
Himalayan salt. Look at it. It looks like meat.
Now, do those not look like slabs of meat or what? Here's a closer picture of one. How about now? If pork ribs aren't your cut of choice, don't worry. There's many other cuts to choose from here.
Bacon, right?
In the right conditions, after a great flood-like event, buried and covered in sediment, these petrified beings became the new mountains and hillsides of this realm.
Exactly.
Let's do a few more side-by-sides. You got rock and meat.
And that's another reason why you see these videos in Iran or all over the world. You see these giants, they always go on top of mountains because those are their ancestors, guys. You got to understand, they're walking on their ancestors and they're paying homage and they're visiting them. They know their history. You know what I'm saying? When they see those mountains, they can see their ancestors. So that's why. And those giants are nowhere near as big as those other ones. And that's another reason why they praise. It's almost like the past giants that they can see are their god. Because it's like, wow, they were so much bigger than us. You know what I mean? They died in the flood. They just have so much respect for them. That's really what it is. It's a respect thing, and to be close to them.
History is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon, and the same goes for most all of academia. The truth is in the hillsides and in the mountains.
Next time you go to a big mountain or any type of mountain, guys, any type of mountain you've been on or go to, just look around and you'll notice that, wow, this is a living being or was something living. You'll notice if you really pay attention and look, just look at all the details. Picture an anatomy, sometimes of a human, but of an animal too. Think of it, how it's constructed. Think of all those things, and you'll see it. You really will.
Watch till end.
Needed further proof.
All right, let's go check out some more. Look at this.
Hey, horse.
Huge horse. And look at this. Look at this serpent. There's a lot of these serpents where you can just walk in.
Or man-made.
And the bottom of this, the mouth is on the bottom.
If it's petrified, maybe that snake was about to eat the horse.
I don't think it's petrified because you're literally walking through the body of it.
This is really strange, though. I think this is in El Hovo.
This is literally everywhere around the world where they have these snakes that died and they're just there and you can walk through them because they're hardened. It's not going to eat you.
is petrified.
I mean, the insides they could have added to it to make it safer and to make it cooler and all that, but that's not man-made, guys. That's something that was already there and they built onto it. You can tell because all the stuff in there doesn't match. That's the inside of the mouth. They probably smoothen it out. You know what I mean? But everything else doesn't match. That's how you know it wasn't built.
Nice place to visit.
And why build that? What's the point? You know what I mean? What are you getting out of building that?
This is just man-made structures for attraction.
Those aren't man-made, guys.
And it's especially bad the young people can't afford homes. Let me just put a very...
Alright, let me check out some more stuff. I think that might have been the last of what I saved for that. Alright, let's check out some more petrified lands. Animals, not just giants, everything. I should have put petrified beings because that makes it more broad. But yeah, let's blow your minds, guys. We'll just go down the list and discuss some of this stuff. But look at this, guys. If you really pay attention, you might not see it right away, but the way they show it to you, you have no way else but to see it. But like, if you were just to take a stroll, you may not recognize it until someone points it out to you. Like this one, you probably wouldn't see that one unless they showed it to you in a video. A lot of this stuff doesn't look like it until it's pointed out to you. Like this, you wouldn't notice until someone pointed it out to you. You only know it now because we're looking for it. You know, you see the cat right there. This is deep underwater. I bet you there's so much of that stuff underwater. Look at this gorilla. Look at this. See, this is a cave. It's an animal. Look at this. Another cave. It's an animal. Huge bird. Look at this. I don't know what animal that is. This looks like, wow, a huge... That looked like a huge eagle. Giant in the ground. I don't know what this is, but that looks like a huge giant. Look at this dead giant on top of probably another giant. It looks like he died on top of his lover. That's crazy, guys. That is insane.
The Naga Cave, otherwise known as a snake cave of Thailand, received its nickname for a good reason.
Snake
Parts
cave.
of the cave clearly resemble that of a structure of a giant snake. Although scientists have concluded that the cave received its appearance through thermal expansion and water erosion, others believe that it's the petrified remains of a giant snake, and others simply believe it was man-made. Do you really believe that this was a cause of water erosion? Personally, I think the Naga Cave, otherwise known as a snake cave of Thailand, received its nickname.
Alright, let's look at some more stuff. Look at that. I don't know what animal that is, but this stuff is everywhere, guys.
They had red skin.
And now it looks like rock. That's what I'm telling you guys. Things that may look like a rock to you is something that was living before. Don't dismiss a rock as just, oh, this is just some dumb rock. No, it actually might be history. It might be a piece of something living, or used to be. That looks like a dragon now that I'm thinking about it. And dragons came in all sizes. Not every dragon was ginormous and scary, and you know what I mean? There were some dragons that were tiny, baby dragons. There were some that were ginormous. There were some that were still growing, you know? Like, there were all different types of dragons. Leviathan was just the mighty dragon that the Bible speaks of. But there were others. Just like the Bible doesn't speak of all 8 billion people or however many people there were on the planet, but it does speak of certain humans. That's how you know there were more humans. You don't just assume, oh, these are the only humans alive. Like, no.
All the biology comes out with the transition metals, the blood, you know, just the chemistry. Undoubtedly, the markings on this. Let me study it for a second. There's nothing like it.
I wish I could make the screen bigger.
Over here, we have this gigantic...
That's an eyeball. It looks like almost. Wait, no, that can't be an eyeball. Because I think He showed us the other
There's
side
this
of it.
piece, and there's that piece. I believe what we're looking at is that's the wing of that.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. See it?
Now I do.
That is the wing of that creature.
And it's in the ground.
The wings are huge.
They're in the
So
ground.
this creature must come all the way back here where I'm standing, where this hill is rising.
It's a huge
There's another
animal.
section up over here.
See, guys, whenever you go in the woods and you see like rocks or something that appears to be like rocks sticking out of the ground out of nowhere, under the ground is something huge. It's a huge animal, and that's probably like I don't know, the back of it, you know, the scales of it, you know, the horn, like who knows? But this is a piece of an animal. It's not just rocks sticking out of the ground, guys. It's very rarely just rocks, especially when it's all split up like this and there's pieces all broken. If it's one solid smooth piece, that's a man-made rock. But if it's like this and there's pieces and it's all like beaten up, that is an animal.
I'm sure it's probably tucked underneath him. Or now, what's peculiar is this piece, but that could be his other wing too. But it's huge. I mean, it matches. It matches. That's all I'm saying. This looks like a head. This looks like a neck. And that looks like another head there because it's got these.
Yeah, some people are dumb.
I'm not sure.
Because if you know the Bible, you know dragons exist. If you don't know the Bible, you question things and you only believe what you were taught, which are mostly lies. You have to reteach yourself things, because think about it. They indoctrinate you in school. They want you to learn things what they want you to believe. They don't want you to know the truth. So anything they try to teach you is usually the opposite. That looks like a foot almost. This tree stump looks like a foot.
This specimen right here.
That's an animal, dude. You could tell because it's all the way in the ground. It's all connected.
Over there, as far as the markings and stuff goes.
It's all underground.
At it from the back right here. You can just see how it just contours right on in place.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. This is the head, the neck right here, and then this is the wings. The body's in the ground.
It'll be attached somewhere. You know, like right in here in the middle.
I can definitely see it. There's the mouth right there. I can see it.
Break. So.
Yeah, I can see it. There's the teeth right there. I can see it.
Yeah.
This is where the eyeball would be, I think.
I think it's coming together. That's what it's looking like.
The head, I think that's... Yeah, this looks... That's the mouth. That's the mouth right there.
A little hollow here. This is solid, so it may be connected right there.
If it's hollow, then you know that it's definitely an animal. Because a rock is not hollow. A rock is solid in the middle that's made by a man.
Out here with... Say hello to Cadence.
Yeah, that's not a rock, guys.
Brought my pressure washer. I just got done pressure washing it. Boy, what a difference you can see on the rock.
Yeah, look at that. That's not a rock, guys. That's an animal. Look at those splits, the detail.
All kinds of noises out here tonight.
This was a living being.
Look at the color on that boy. Head, wing. What do you think?
I definitely can see it. With everything we've seen, like there's no way that this could be far-fetched. Like with everything we know, look at it. We know that petrified animals exist. We know dragons exist or existed. So why would this not be something? You know what I mean? And look at how it's all designed. Look at how it's all out of place. Like that rock, supposedly, if it's a rock, has no business being in that shape, right? In that vicinity. Like how would it end up there? Unless it was something that was just that died there. You know what I mean? And look at the tree. Let's look at the trees around there. The trees around there will tell us how old it may have been, because they might have planted those trees next to it. You know what I mean? Trying to like hide it, because if they left that ground over there open, it would just look really bad. A lot of trees are planted too. You gotta understand that.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
A lot of trees are there just to cover things up. So it makes you wonder what's really in our woods. What are they covering up in the woods that they don't want us to see or living in? It makes you wonder.
I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Is it just a big graveyard that they just don't want to excavate?
You can see right there, that's plain as day. That's
Because think of all the fossil and all this hardened crap they'd have to remove, and then what do they do with it? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it becomes a headache. So to them, it's planting trees would be better than having to pick all this up.
right there. Mouth was. Could that be his eye?
Nah, his eye would be bigger.
Snout.
His eye would be bigger.
Way up here on the front. See what I'm saying?
Alright, let's go to another one.
A giant petrified crocodile.
You can see it. There's the mouth. We saw this one earlier, but
Incredible detail for us to see.
But you can tell, man, it looks like a rock. But if you have eyeballs and a brain, you can see it's right there. Look at that. Look at that. Like, what is that? These are animals, guys, that died in the flood, man. Look at this. They died with dignity. I'm telling you right now, no one would be able to carve something like that. Like, it's just impossible. We don't have the tools to do this stuff. It's just animals that died. Look at, you can't deny this. This is undeniable. They're on legs, right? These are legs, I believe, of a giant that they're on. Yeah, those guys, that was a giant that they were standing on. That shows you how big these beings were.
Hey, horse.
It's just insane, man. King Kong. But how did his eyeballs stay intact? That's creepy. Damn. Those hands, that's how you know those are real. Look at the detail. It's insane. That's insane. Mummified dog. What the hell? That's weird.
These giant great beasts petrified in stone. I don't know what happened to this world, but it was strong enough to petrify these giant great beasts right where they were standing. It must have been a really evil time for this to happen. Or could have this
It was the flood.
An unfortunate accident that this happened.
It was the flood, guys.
This giant world, and we only see glimpses of its petrified past.
That's an elephant. Alright. I think you guys seen enough proof. And with the Antarctica thing, they're starting to uncover land. Let's look at that, actually. And civilization in Antarctica. Arctica found. Oops, I forgot to put the R there, but I think I found it anyway. Alright, videos. Because they're saying it's been found. Yeah, these are relatively new. This is a day ago. Hold on, let me see what this guy has to say.
The number one place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra. Mainstream science says 12 million years to build up all this ice. No, that's not accurate. We know this because of the Perry-Reese map. The Perry-Reese map shows Antarctica what it looked like without ice on it, and that's not even
What's up, Navi?
We know that Antarctica shifted into that spot. How? Because we know that Antarctica is surrounded by tectonic plates, and so that landmass was on a plate that slipped. There was something called a pole shift of the crust of the earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the position it is now. And that's why the animals are being uncovered from the ice were flash frozen with
that's not the truth of the matter, guys. They created the snow. Antarctica surrounds us, alright? This is what the earth looks like. And all this is Antarctica. Antarctica surrounds us all, okay? So what he's saying is a lie. Antarctica, the snow that you see on Antarctica is man-made, and they've been doing it over time. Well, that's why there's so much of it. They're saying it's at least packed 2 miles worth of snow, guys. Can you understand how much that is? Could you imagine? Just picture this. Just picture 2 miles of snow just piled on top of each other. Like, why would you need that much snow? Wait, what are you hiding, guys? That's the only question you should be asking. Why did they pile so much snow on there? Because it's all man-made. The fact, because they just said they dug through 2 miles of it, so you just kept digging, and you just kept going for 2 miles. It's almost like they knew they had to get 2 miles, and that's it. It's like, who keeps going after a mile? Like, why would you keep digging after a mile? After a mile, it's like, all right, man, like, how much further are we going to go? But the fact that you just kept going, and it's like, oh, we went 2 miles, and we found something. Like, really? Come on. Like, who would dig even a mile down? Like, after, like, a half a mile, it becomes, like, are we really going to keep going? So, I'm not really buying that. But yeah, if we look at the old world maps, which are the most accurate map, and why are they the most accurate? It's because those are the people that saw the world first. Those people have no reason to lie. Those people wanted to be the ones known for finding and figuring out the world. Why would they show us a fake world? If anything, those people figured out what the world is, and the people now that took the credit for a lot of it don't want us to know that for whatever reason. I think it's because they don't want Antarctica to be inhabited, because then whoever inhabits Antarctica basically runs the world, because Antarctica surrounds the entire world. So you basically, it's like you're the god of the world because you own the land that surrounds the world, because the world looks like this. But the only difference is they've made Antarctica a ski resort. So what you see over here on the edges is all covered in ice. So it looks like this. Right? It looks like this. But back in the day, just like that guy said, there are animals with tropical, right, features. They live in tropical weather. All those animals were covered in snow, he said. It wasn't no plate shift. Look at this. Antarctica is literally surrounded in every part of the earth. Every part of every hemisphere, there's Antarctica touching each part. Why is it all covered in snow? Huh? Can anyone figure that out? No one can figure out why it's all covered in snow, but we're finding tropical animals that were covered up in snow. Basically killed. And who's going to take the blame for this? Like, was this the whole world that decided to contribute? Oh, yeah, I'll chip in $1 billion. Every country was like, oh, I'll give $1 billion here just to create the snow to cover this all up, so no one would want to ever try to live there. Even though they're saying it's a free world, right? We're supposed to be able to live wherever we want. That's like, if you listen to natural law is the right to live anywhere in the world you feel you're safe. Like, that is natural law, and no one's allowed to violate natural law. Natural law trumps state law, like, because we all have the right to natural law, but they took that right away from us by covering all this up. Like, we could have literally. Think about this. If this was all tropical, right, all just nice, they wouldn't be able to, like, keep it under control. How would they manage it all? We'd be able to have, like, our own communities. That's what they fear. They fear us be uniting as the people. What if all the people, we all just moved to Antarctica and just said, screw you, you can't kill us all. You know what I mean? We're living here. And we just removed all that fake snow. We took control of the people or the things that were making these snowstorms happen and stop them from happening. Get rid of the snow, melt it down, make our own civilization, and say, screw you, America. Screw you, every other country in the world. We're living here as free people. You can't govern us. We're living off the land. We're making our own wireless internet. We're making our own communities. We're not living in your capitalization, right? Because capitalism, I can't say the word right now, but money basically is the root of all evil, basically. So they know we can use free energy. It's available, and it's been available, but they turn us into customers. Why? They want to sell us fuel. They want to sell us electric. They want to sell us air soon. They even sell us water. All that stuff is available to us from the earth, from the ground. But that is a sin, what they've done to us, the government. Literally every single one of them are going to pay the ultimate price. So I'm not even worried about that. I just leave that to God. God's going to handle them. God will, I promise you. Because what they've done is they're literally taking our birthright from us and charging us. That's what they're doing. We're owed this stuff. We're owed. It says in the Bible, we are supposed to be living off the land and for free. And if we get charged for it, it's a sin, literally. So they're literally sinning on us. So we will all get repaid for it. I wouldn't worry about that. But I'm more worried about why they're doing this to us, forcing us to live in their societies and not letting us explore, like, as we should in natural law. We're supposed to be able to go to Antarctica. They don't want us settling there. That's what it is. But they're allowed to settle it in other parts of the world, right? And kill people, take their land in the name of money, right? In the name of power. It's all right as long as you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who has the money and the power. The Rothschilds, right? AKA who, BlackRock, all the people that have the trillions of dollars is in the background, but really moving all the chess pieces around in every aspect of life, whether it's education, entertainment, financing, housing market, food. They control the food. Yep. They control literally everything you consume. Anything that can be consumed, BlackRock, the Rothschilds, right, Rockefeller, they own it. Those rich families at the top, they all mate with each other. They make sure their daughters and sons marry within each other in that clique, right? So the money stays with them. So they get stronger and stronger, and they get to run the world from behind the scenes. That's how it works. And they get to tell us that the world, looks like a spear, right? But really it looks like this. But they're going to tell us the earth looks like this over here. But no, or whatever, this right here. But no one can support that. Why are none of these rockets able to escape the atmosphere? Can anyone answer that? I know the answer. It says it. We read it all the time. Like, we know the answer why these rockets cannot escape the atmosphere. It's a firmament, guys. So if we haven't escaped the atmosphere, how did we get to the moon? We didn't. Like, everything is a lie. And the fact that they showed it on TV, would they really show something like the moon landing on TV? All the things, guys, think about this. All the bad things that could happen, would they really live shoot something like that? What if somebody were to die on national TV? You think they would really show that? Like it's some movie? Like, just like, use your heads. 1968 or whatever it was, we barely had the TVs working. Like, how did the guy that was down there get the picture of you guys landing? Like, no one ever questions that aspect. Like, they just turned it into a freaking TV show that no one even asks questions anymore. It's just like, and the whole time they're shooting this in Canada. So now let's take a look at this. Hold on, guys. No, it's not. Hold on. It's not a flat Earth. Marty Canoe. Yeah. Thanks for the comment, but no, we do not live on a flat Earth. There's nothing flat about what we live on, based on what we've watched. We are living on animals and different planes and levels and rivets and cracks and canyons and rifts. That is not flat. There's nothing flat about that. Like, flat, if you're telling me that the Earth is a flat plane, like, that is just not what God built. He didn't build something that was flat. That you limit him when you say that. You make it like he can't do anything better. There's a lot more to the Earth. It's not a sphere. It's not a round basketball or tennis ball or whatever. No, that's not what we live on. That's not what we live on. We live on a circle, okay? And the planes are all different shapes and sizes. Calling it flat would just be mischaracterizing it, because we also have a firmament. So that's a half circle technically, right? Because we can fly in a half loop, but at some point you hit the ground, so you got to turn again. So my point is, at some point you can't fly straight, you got to curve. It's a dome, my point is. So it's not a flat Earth exactly. That would be mischaracterizing it. I know what you're trying to say, but that is not exactly true. It's if you call it a half circle, I'll accept that even, because technically that's kind of what it's characterized as. But it's calling it flat would kind of be insane, because all the rifts and hills and there's just so much to it. Like, you go to Afghanistan, you're literally in mountains. Like, there's nothing flat about that. You know what I mean? But I get what you're trying to say, though.
Not bone, but metal, smooth and humming. They uncovered symbols, not alien, not human, mathematically perfect. It emitted a frequency.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the comment.
We left because they arrived. They sealed the site. No press, no records. But one worker smuggled out a recording. You can hear it online, but don't play it at night. The last person who did started drawing spiral patterns in their sleep.
I want to actually see if they have this on here. I saw this once, because it had the Earth, like, and all the planets. It showed the solar system. Like, I don't like using the flat Earth term because it's just a mischaracterization, but like, it had like a diagram of how the planets and everything moves inside the dome. I forget where I saw that, but it was so it was so interesting. How the planets move inside flat Earth, I guess. Let's do it like that. How the planets move inside flat Earth. I might have saw it on a phone app, now that I think about it. It might have not even been on this. Planets, southern stars, rotation, flat Earth. Maybe it's this one or this one. would be the best way. But I told you guys on this how the sun and moon work. The sun would be on one side, the moon on the other, and they just work together in rotation like clockwork. They both obey God. It's always, for millions and billions of years, they just move at the same time, same rate, no matter what. Just the way God said it. Like, that just doesn't happen unless there's a creator that made it that way, that created it that way. Even the birds obey God. Like, only humans, he said, are the wickedest thing he ever created. Only humans have a tough time obeying God. But let's see this example right here.
The actual rotation of sun and moon.
And the stars are always there. You just can't always see them because the sun is so bright. You know what I mean? And don't forget that's water up there. So the blueness of the sky and the brightness of the sun takes the glimpse of the stars away during the day. But at night you see it because the moon works with the luminousness. The luminous of the moon helps reflect the light of the stars at night. It's crazy. And then look at this. There was another diagram that literally showed all the planets and everything. I'm trying to find that for you guys so you guys can see how it works. And it shows you, it really shows you how big the firmament is. Like, God, like, it looks so small on this, but this right here is humongous. You guys have to understand how big the firmament is. It is, like, you can't even put a number to how big it is because literally everything fits inside of it. Like, the whole solar system they taught us is inside of that, even Pluto. So that it shows you how big the firmament is, and like just how like vast and incredibly he made everything. Was it this one? I don't know if it was this one.
Revolving over and around us, just as you experience every day. The North Pole is the magnetic monopole center point, with Polaris.
No, I haven't heard of Darius J.
Situated directly above. Polaris is the only motionless star in the heavens, with all the other constellations.
Nah, this isn't it. This isn't it. Planet model. Planets in motion. This might be it. Yeah, this is it. This is showing all the planets. It's very small, but if you want to see it on your own, on your phone, this is the creator. White Bunny Q17th. And literally he's showing it. It's even hard for me to see. I'm going to have to like this and watch it on my phone. But yeah, this diagram shows you all the planets inside the firmament. Because it's all in the firmament. You gotta think, all the planets, they're nothing more than stars, guys. That's all they are. They're stars. The planets are stars. We live on Earth. Everything else, those are stars. Like, Earth isn't a star. Well, yeah, he's showing you the moon, the sun, the stars, and all the planets, how it all moves in unison. That's why we're able to see all these planets with our telescopes, because they're within our orbit. They're not as far as they tell us. Okay, guys? Like, they tell us the sun is 93 million miles away or whatever, but the sun is not that far away from us, guys. The sun is closer than you think. Like, it's not, like, you just got to understand how vastly big the firmament is and Earth is. Like, Earth and the firmament is so big. Like, you can't even put bounds to it. So that just shows you how far and close at the same time these planets are. And not as far as they tell us in school in this solar system that doesn't even exist. So, let's see, with the sun, moon, star, cloud, circle above. No. I think that diagram was probably the best one, because this one, I don't know. This might show the planets too. Let's check this one out. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll check it out one day. Alright, that's not it. But anyway, and I wanted to show you guys another country that is shaped like an animal. But the only problem with this, but you see this right here. Canada, you see the head right here for Canada. The head. You got the ears. The mouth right there. And then you drop down. Maine is right here. That's the hand. And then you drop down the chest of it. Right here. And then here's a foot. Maybe another foot right there. Here's a leg. And then here's... I kind of think this right here, this piece of California, I think this is part of the excrement that came out of him. Then created more land. That's what you guys got to understand. A lot of these tiny islands, some of them are animals, but some of them are also excrement, hardened excrement, or the animal that they ate. Because a lot of these animals eat other animals that are huge in size, but not as big as them, obviously. So they eat them, and then they poop them right out. So some of these animals that are islands are pooped out animals. Literally, that's all they are. Because you can't really digest them whole all the time. You just take the body of those animals that pulls the nutrients they need out of them and then discards the rest. That's what they do. It doesn't break down the entire body. That just shows you how intricate and how amazing God is, that he was able to just think of, like, how to just do that. Like, no human could think about how to make that work. So I want to show you a picture of, which country do I want to show you? First, let's show you a world map. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it this way. So Australia, guys, is shaped like, I want you guys to tell me, or figure it out yourself before I say it. Australia map. I always spell Australia map wrong. Australia. Yeah, I always put 2 L's. So the only problem with this, you got to turn it upside down, because right now it looks like a head of a horse right now, right? If you look at it right now, but that's not what it is. Because if you look at it, it looks like this is the eyeball, this is the top of the head, the nose, the mouth, right? And the neck, right? But then where's the rest of the body? That's the problem. That's why it ends there. Unless you're telling me that the rest of the body is in the ground or underneath the ocean, or it got cut up and moved further away in maybe Asia, Russia, that's part of the body. If you're telling me that, maybe. Or you can do is, let's see this. Upside down Australia map. See, this is Australia upside down. Now what animal does this look like? You should be able to see it flipped east or west. I like this view right here because you actually see it better. But if you said a pig, you were right. And think about the texture of a pig, guys. Think about it. And think about the texture of Australia. It's basically all desert and hard lands. Not many rivers, not many oceans. It's not really a place you want to live in at all. And that's why the weather is always so hot. Think of a pig's skin. That's what it is, man. It's not like Africa, it's not like America where you got all these rivers and nice land. Nope. It's all mostly desert, not many rivers. A lot of people that are smart live on the edges, you know, so you can have water source and live on the near the water. That's what smart people do. If you live inland, Like if you live here on the ass of the animal, that's terrible for you. That's where the skin of the beast is the harshest. Anywhere inland here through there is just not going to be good living at all. But yeah, you can do this with any map, I think. You put upside down, they turn it upside down for you. I'm going to say with terrain. I used the wrong terrain. Alright, so with terrain upside down. See? You see the terrain here, guys? This is all desert-like terrain. And you see all the major cities are on the edges near the water. Not too much going on here because there's no water source. Not too much going on anywhere because on a pig's body there's not really many veins popping out. All the veins are inside the belly of the beast. I just wish these would blow up bigger on the screen and we can just see it better. Because it doesn't, even though I click on it, it doesn't really let me like see it the way I want it. See, but when you see it this way, it looks like a head of a dragon. But then it doesn't fit with any other piece over here. Unless you're saying it's spun around from off of this, maybe. Then maybe I can maybe buy it. Because some people are saying this is an arm right here. You see it? This is the fingers. And then right here, if you follow this, this is the arm. Right? And then this is the head of it right here. The eye. And then this is the body of it. Like, so Asia is just some big ass creature. And this is the rest of the arm right here. But I don't know. But this right here, if you turn it upside down, it looks like a pig. And if you compare it to an actual pig's anatomy, it checks out. So I'm not just saying it because it looks nice. And then this is upside down, the map upside down. It's always good to look at the maps at different angles. Don't always look at things the way they want you to look at it. There's a reason they want us to see it the way they want us to see it. Because if you don't start turning it different ways, you start seeing different things. And it just opens your mind to other possibilities. Because everything we're living on is living. So always remember that. Oh, here we go. This is as close as we'll probably get. But yeah, you can see, guys, it's literally built just like a pig. The mouth, right? The eye would be there, and all the features of the brain. See, here's the cerebral suture right here. Boom. Just like in Africa, it starts at the top and then drops down just like the Nile River would. Same thing, guys. This is a head. As humans, we also, if you check our human anatomy, go check right now, a human skull. A cerebral suture. It runs right down and goes right through all the way to our mouth. Every human has it. Every living being has a cerebral suture. And you see it right here. That's why I wanted a terrain map. Some cerebral sutures run straight down like this. Maybe his mouth is right there, actually. Maybe I misjudged it from here and it's really there. So, but usually the cerebral suture goes straight down to the mouth or right past it, like at the chin area. So that's how you know that's there. I'm not sure about Earth. Let me check that. Let me check. Are there earthquakes in Australia? Let me see. Some parts. They say about 100 earthquakes a year in Australia. So I'm gonna guess most of the earthquakes are around here. I'm going to put a lot of my money that a lot of the earthquakes are around here where the ass of the animal is. Somewhere from here down to there. Or even maybe a little further. This whole area, I'm going to say there's a whole section of a lot of stuff. You're going to hear tornado sounds. I'm not even trying to be funny because this is the butt of the animal. So gas and old excrement, all that, that's still happening, guys. Because you got to understand, this is a humongous animal. It's not like us where it happens in a day or so. And it's dead, so it's gonna, or who knows? I don't even know. Maybe it's, who knows? Who knows? I have no idea, guys. But I do know this was living at some point, which is why you can get fuel, gold, water, you name it. What else can you get from the ground? Carbon, right? You can get all that from here. So that tells me that this was living at some point. But literally from here all the way up, I guarantee you probably has earthquakes. Let me find out. Which parts of Australia have the most earthquakes? And don't forget, it's upside down too, guys. So we're actually looking at it from the opposite way. So the right side, if you're looking at the map, that the way they want you to look at it, that would be the side. Western and Eastern. So that makes sense. That's the ass part of the animal. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, so the western, eastern parts of the animal. So the western, which is the ass of it, and then the eastern, the mouth of it. So, and then you can see the legs right there. The tail broken off. So, I'm just looking at if I see any other body of water. There's a few lakes up here. So, I mean, I need to check the anatomy, see if there are any arteries, maybe, or something that are up there. But, yeah, definitely turn things different ways, and you'll find different species, I would like to say. And you'll realize that we live on something more, and they just don't want us to know. They are hiding something, and it's visibly noticeable. It really, truly is. Like, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's every time I see Canada, all I see is that animal. Same thing with Australia. Same thing with South America. Same thing with friggin' Africa. And then if we look on, let's see, North American terrain. Maybe we'll do that next time because we're running out of time. Maybe we'll do that next time. Or I'll just do this now, and then next time we'll talk about more civilization stuff. Or maybe we'll do that next time because I feel like we talked about a lot. I don't want to throw too much at people. I want people to digest some of the stuff because we talked about a lot. I feel like if you make these lives too long, you end up just glossing over some stuff that should be thought about. So next time I'm gonna just have it ready. North. Do I want to do the North American map? Yeah, we'll do North American map. We'll do North American map with the terrain, and we're gonna talk about the terrain and all these animals that possibly died on top of the bigger animal. As you can see, the head right here, I can't unsee it. The arm. But you see these mountain areas here. There's mountain areas, there. We're gonna talk about what could be living on top of what they're living on, or what I should say, we're gonna look at what died on on top of what we could be living on. So we'll do that next time, guys. Other than that, thanks for watching. Enjoy.